Hey true believers, this is Dr. T and welcome to my comic book channel. Today we're going to take a look at two raw books. First, Moon Knight #1 from 1980 and Fantastic Four #353 from 1991, the first appearance of Mobius M. Mobius of the Time Variance Authority. Stay tuned. First, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you're really enjoying today's content, press that notification bell. So the first book we're going to look at is right here, recently arrived. This is the Moon Knight #1 from 1980. And this book was advertised on eBay as a near mint copy. Now, I typically do not like to buy raw books on eBay because it's so hard to tell if they are what the seller says they are. Yes, we can request more photos, but usually they upload. The ones that I like to get, if they're raw, will have 10 to 12 photos. This one did have that, and so I can look at every corner, look down the spine, but still, it's so difficult to see it if I don't have the book in front of me. So we're going to unbox this and see if we in fact have a potential 9.8 graded Moon Knight #1. And to open this, I just use a handy pocket knife. So inside the original package, the book comes between two pieces of cardboard. Do you ever get nervous opening raw books from eBay or from any online comic vendor? It always makes me so nervous to see what's exactly going to be in here. So inside, the book has been taped to the cardboard. And now let's take a closer look. So at first glance here, let's see. We're going to take a look at this spine. I already see a color break and potentially another one up here. So I see two little color breaks. But I'm going to take this thing out of the bag and get a closer look. See, and even up to the light, there are indents in the cover here, because you want to take a look at the cover to make sure it lies flat, and that would need a press. That would definitely need a press. There's a color break up here by the 1980. There's another tiny color break down a little further. I even have a ruler handy. That one's about 3 1/4 inches from the top of the book. There's a little crease right on the spine. That's on the white part of the book, but it's a little bump. It's not color breaking, but it would need to be pressed out if it even can be pressed out. And then this bottom corner has a little bit of wear, maybe too much wear. Now we're going to take a look at the back. On this back side, there's a color break on the spine, just a 1/2 inch from the bottom. You know, don't advertise near mint if an amateur like me can spot that it's not near mint within seconds, basically. Just be careful with how it's advertised. Don't be greedy. Don't be greedy with the grade. Yeah, this back spine has been crunched slightly. And there's a little tear up here at the corner. This is definitely not a potential 9.8. So we're going to take a look at this Moon Knight number 1 in some light that I have here. And I'm going to turn the book so you're going to see what I see. You see the dent there by my left thumb. You go up a little further. So we have one here, up a little further in the blue. You see it right there by the 1980. So that definitely does not lie. You can see that in the white right there. Definitely does not lie flat. Look at that indentation on the spine right there. I don't even know if that can be pressed out. It's so embedded in the book. See right there, you have that edge. Definitely not sharp. Look how high it goes up. I mean, you would expect that it may be a 9.4, maybe a 9.6, but not a 9.8. You go up the spine. This is what... See that dent right there. See, it needs to be pressed, and that's just another cost to get it done. Look at that little indent in the book. There's a color break. There's just a little piece right there. And this is the other side. See all of that gobbledygook right there? That does not lie flat. And if I take my handy dandy ruler, we're going to see exactly how far up that goes in the book. It goes from the bottom, of the book to right at the edge of the ruler. 5 inches and an eighth. That's how far that non-crispy business goes up the book. And then see how it goes flat. That's what flat means there. Not so much there, but all the way up. That's flat. That's sharply cut. Now I'm going to flip the book around. So you see that right there. And look at that huge indent on the spine. That wasn't in the pictures, at least not that I could tell. And there's the corner on the other side. So you don't think I'm being overly picky? Let's take a look. Let's see what's actually allowed in a 9.8, and we're going to use this Guide to Grading Comics by Overstreet. So let's take a look at what it actually says. So I've flipped open to the near mint section of this Guide to Grading Comics, and I'm going to read to you exactly what it says. Grade description: nearly perfect in every way, with only minor imperfections that keep it from the next higher grade. The overall look is as if it was just purchased. Bindery defects: only subtle bindery or printing defects are allowed. No bindery tears. Cover exterior: flat with no surface wear. Inks are bright with high reflectivity and minimal fading, generally well-centered and firmly secured to interior pages. Corners are cut square and sharp. And this has some corners that are definitely not square, not for a 9.8. No creases. Small, inconspicuous, lightly penciled, stamped, or inked arrival dates are acceptable as long as they are in an unobtrusive location. We don't have to worry about that. No soiling, staining, or other discoloration. I haven't even looked inside of it. Spine, tight and flat. So it is definitely not tight and flat because of those little bumps that I've seen and that I've shown you. No spine roll or split allowed. Staples must be original. The staples look fine. Generally centered and clean with no rust. They don't have any rust. They fit that description. And then quickly taking a look at the inside of the book. Ooh, it's like stuck to the front cover. Ooh, ooh, ooh. It was a little sticky. Yikes. Pages look generally off-white to white. So if it's not a near mint mint, it's not a near mint mint. Don't advertise near mint mint. So stress lines. None allowed in a 9.8. Staple tears. None allowed. Spine roll, tight and flat, no roll. This guide to grading comics gives you examples of books and defects that are found in the books. So on this one, on my left side, it says very slight wear on the corner. The corner on this Moon Knight #1 is more than just very slight wear. It's quite noticeable. And then light edge wear, whereas the back edge on the part that where the book opens, it's much more. I know you can't see it, but it's much more than just slight wear. I mean, this book is likely a near mint, a 9.4, maybe a near mint minus. Yeah, in a 9.8 and a 9.6. This guide to grading comics says cover wear in a 9.8, flat, no wear. Cover wear in a 9.6, flat, no wear. And even in a 9.4, cover wear, flat, no wear. So any sort of bumps, they got to get pressed out. They must, or it's just going to tank the condition of the book. So there's that. That's Moon Knight #1. See, buying raw books on eBay. You never know. You never know. Now let's take a look at this Fantastic Four 353. This was actually shipped to my brother-in-law's, and he got to take a look at it. My brother-in-law and I have gone in on buying books together, books that we bought for the intent to sell, to fund the hobby, fund the books that we're interested in getting. So this is one of those books, both the Moon Knight 1 and this book. See, like this, they've taped all the corners on. That to me, I mean, look. Each of the corner has tape, and now I have to take it off the back. That just seems a little overkill, a little unnecessary to me. I'll have to do a video in the future of how when I'm shipping comics to CGC or selling a raw book, how I do it, and it's really effective the way I do it, and it's easy to get the book out for the person that bought the book. So the book's finally out. Now let's take a closer look. One thing I like to do, not just what I can see on the spine when it's still in the bag, but feeling along the edge. See, I can feel the little indent here, then another and another, so 2, so 3 so far. A tiny color break. And we bought and we purchased this book knowing that it was probably a near mint or near mint minus. And right now it's holding true to that. Very well could be a 9.4 with a press and then a 9.2 otherwise. Let's go ahead and pull the book out. So like I said before, I want to get it in this light, and then I can see the dents in the spine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And a press should be able to flatten that, and then you just have very almost unnoticeable color breaks. See, these corners are more sharply cut than the Moon Knight one, and this is definitely not a 9/8. So in the back, just a quick glance. 1, 2, these are all spine ticks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A little bit of a ding by the bottom top staple. Where was I? 6, then 7, 8. And because the back spine is white, this should be able to get pressed out on the back. See, this back cover lies flat. Along this edge right here lies flat. The Moon Knight one does not lie flat. It curves over into the book. And in a 9/8, that's just not something you're going to see, especially in a modern book. But this book is actually looking nice for what we thought it was at 9, near mint minus 94992. So when buying raw, you win some and you lose some. So this was one win with the Fantastic Four 353 and one loss, because again, definitely not a 9/8. So I'll figure out if I'm going to return that or if we're going to get that press and just hold on to it until the Moon Knight Disney Plus show comes out. And that's all for this video. And remember, comics for life.